of rosewood back and sides, spruce top. Has a 16-inch bout, so it's a pretty good size. But what's unique about this guitar is the fact that it is pretty good size, but they kept the depth a lot smaller than the typical guitar this size. Usually a guitar at 16-inch bout like this, you'd see probably a 4.5 to 5 inches on the depth, but not this one. It's only 4 inches. So it makes it super comfortable for me. Not to mention it has a very narrow waist. So when I set it on my knee, it feels pretty comfortable. Normally, I don't like playing big guitars because it lifts my my shoulder up too much. But this one, it really does all right. I can reach around it. I can rest my hand on the bridge. It's really, really nice for muting and everything. Great guitar. So anyways, but that's not why I wanted to get on here today. I'd like to talk about my most favorite chord progressions. And so the next 3 days, I'm going to do that. I'm going to share 3 of them. And they're my favorites for many reasons. Some of it is because it's what I was brought up on with some of the old songs that came out in the 60s and the 70s, mostly 60s and 70s, I guess. Although there's some newer ones in the mix using the same chord progressions. And so I thought I'd pick 3 of them, 3 that are favorites of mine. I'd start with number 3 and work my way to my number 1. And do that over the next 3 days. Now, the next 3 days I'm going to be super busy because I'm involved with a conference, and so I have to be playing in the morning and at night, and so finding time to do these videos is going to be a challenge. But I'm going to try to do it, and I'm going to use this whole subject around my favorite chords. It'll make it a lot easier and keep it short, and but yet be able to put something and stay in touch with you. I like hearing from you. I like sharing with you all about guitar. It's a lot of fun to me. And then also I noticed that anytime I walk away from a couple days from putting out videos, the algorithm kind of loses track of my channel. So I'm not quite sure how that thing works, but I do know that, if you're not consistent, it affects your channel. So I'm going to try to do that. And today I just thought I'd start out with a chord progression that's my favorite. It's a number 3 on the list. It might be number 4 because I might have 4. I don't know. I've been going back and forth on all these. But this one here is a really, really neat chord progression. And I think when I was in high school, I played songs using this chord progression. And certainly when I was hitchhiking on the road in the 70s, these songs were coming up, and definitely this chord progression came up. And so I like it. It's a really neat one. And it's for those of you that like the number system, and I'm not going to go into the number system right now, but it's a 1-5-6-4, okay? And we're going to be in the key of G. So what that means is the chord progression, it's actually 4 chords. And hold on a second. The first one's a G. And the next one is a D over F sharp. And what I mean by that is you place your D, but you take I use my thumb and reach up on my low E here, and at the 2nd fret I grab a hold of it. That's called a D over F sharp. Because you start with a G and go to that. It's because you're starting a walk down with that bass note. Okay. Then the next chord is an E minor. And then the next chord is a C. So let's try that. Does that sound familiar? Well, if you know any of those old songs, it probably does. And you're probably thinking of a number of them. That come to mind when you play those. Like, for instance, how about Country Road? Play these songs or I'll get copyrights, and then they'll just completely blank out everything on my on the video itself, so it would be fruitless. So you have to bear with it, but that's the chord progression used for it. Country road, da, 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 da. Do, do, do. Remember it? Okay, so that's one that uses that G, D, E, M, C. And another one that, we play this a lot when I go to the jam sessions here in the area, but this one came up all the time. Did you catch it? Do, 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 do. Okay, I'm not going to play it. Don't want to copyright, but Wagon Wheel's another one that comes up that Dylan wrote, right? And that's a really good one for that one. And then, how about this one? This is also Bob Dylan. Sure, that's Don't Think Twice. Same chord progression. Pretty neat. And then, how about this one? New man Bojangles and he'll dance for you. This one. Do, 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 do. He does this in A, so this is really low. I'm Yours, Jason Mraz. Remember that one? Same chord progression. So that's several songs, but you know what? There's hundreds of them, and they use that same chord progression. So if you're somebody that's learning how to play guitar, seems to me learning this would be very, very fun for you, because once you get it down, you can play all kinds of songs just knowing those chords, knowing G, D, E, and C. Now, you can find those chords in other places on the fingerboard, too. So if you start getting used to playing up here, there's a G, D, E, and there's the C. So there's all kinds of things you can do with it. But that is such a neat chord progression, and it's one of my favorites, and rightfully so, because it's centered around a lot of the songs that we sang when we were young, and I was in high school and hitchhiking around the country and what have you. It came up over and over and over again with these songs. So I thought I'd share that with you. That's my number 3 on the list. Now tomorrow's video, I'll have my number 2 on the list, and we'll go over a few songs that goes along with that one. But hope that you found this enjoyable to think about and listen to, and perhaps you can think of some songs. List them down. I want to read them. I'd like to hear from you what songs you played using this chord progression. And okay, so stay tuned for number 2 on the list tomorrow. Hopefully I'll get time to get to it. And I just hope you all have a great day or night wherever you are in this world.